My name is Richard Ha, and I want to talk about my uh, genealogy first. I'm related to the Kamahele family, and the and it goes all the way back to when they started taking written, um, um, like back to the early 1800s, where Kamahele Nui was born. So pretty much, as far as we know, all of the Kamaheles are related, and they pretty much originated in Lower Puna. All of us in PUEO come from different places, and we just happen to kind of get together and find out that we have common interests. And generally, the common interest is education for future generations. Um, Patrick Kahawai Ola'a, I knew for a long time, yeah? And he had a large influence on me. He once told me, during the 30-meter telescope um, early days, maybe close to 10 years ago, he told me it's all about the process. And then he kept on repeating it. It's all about the process. It's all about the process. When I finally caught on, I told him, so if it is all about the process, and if the process is a porno one, then we must aloha everybody on all sides of the issue, no matter what. And he said, yeah, that's right. And so therefore I'm here, I aloha everybody here because we're all trying to do the best we can do for future generations. Hawaii County has the lowest median family income, highest suicide rate, and the highest percentage of homelessness. Um, we pretty much know that education is the game changer. I believe that not allowing TMT to be built will hurt our people. As soon as I got involved, I realized, holy smokes, this is about culture, and I don't know anything about culture. I'm just, average person. And so I had to go learn. So I figured, okay, if they wanted to build a 30-meter telescope, then maybe I should go down and talk to the Hawaiian community because that's who we're talking about, culture, stuff like that. So I went over and talked to Kumu Lehua, and I told Kumu, you know what happened if we asked the 30-meter telescope folks to give a good faith offer? Maybe full ride scholarships to to the best schools in the nation. So he thought about that little bit, then he asked me, and what about the rest? Boy, I tell you what, my ears got all red because I knew he was right. What about the rest? And I never forgot that. I feel like that we will be hurt if the 30-meter telescope is not built. And I didn't come by this lightly. You see, I think the 30-meter telescope, and I've watched, it's what you say, it's not what you do. So what happened was, like Henry Yang was a new president when I first got involved, and I realized this guy is a different kind of guy. He was um, more concerned about the people, the rubber slipper folks, and less concerned about the press, that kind of stuff. So as I watched and saw what things they were doing, I became more and more convinced that sure enough, this is the kind of person I feel like we can do business with on a handshake. And the TMT folks, they realize that the education starts early. Two examples. One is the Think Fund. How the Think Fund was started was this. Henry folks flew in, I don't know, 15, 16, 17 times. Um, but in the early days, they started meeting a lot of people. A lot of people in this room here. And they came to the conclusion that people on all sides of the issue could all agree that KK education is not controversial. So that's why they made that Think Fund. Another thing was, in the early days when I got appointed to the 30-meter telescope subcommittee, so I had to learn real fast about culture and stuff like that. I went to Kyokaha, and and talked to Kumulehua quite a number of times, and as you stand in Kyokaha, you look up on the mountain and you see telescopes up there, probably worth $100 million, but there was nothing to show for it on the ground. So what we did was we formed the Adopt a Class program. The Adopt a Class program was modeled after the Adopt a Child program. You give maybe $20 a month or something like that, and then the child sends you a written description of what he or she is doing, and a picture and stuff like that. Well, what we did was, I asked Kumulihiwa, hey, where you guys go for excursion? And Kumu said, we don't go on excursion because we can afford. We cannot afford the bus, so we walk. It flipped me out because I thought everybody went on excursion. And that's why we started that Adopt a Class program. So the first thing we did was we knew Imiloa was there, so we figured out, okay, what if the bus was full, what would be the cost of entry fee? Roughly $300. How much the bus would cost? Roughly $300. For $600, we went to the community and we said, hey, you know what? This is the situation. They cannot go excursion. If you like help, this is how you can do it. If you get friends, if you yourself would like to adopt a class, it will cost $600. And then they can go to Imiloa. Within several months, less than 3 months, we had the whole class, school adopted, 2 semesters. But that wasn't a big deal. What was the big deal is the Moore Foundation kind of picked up on that, and they took care of the whole island. And you know what? Hardly anybody know that they did this, and they're not even bragging. They're not even saying anything. But that's what happened. So when I see what is going on, I'm convinced that they want to do the right thing, and that's why I'm in favor of the 30-meter telescope.